down all movies, and you can see there in the corner it says 10,274 movies, and if I look at the side, there's a large selection of channels on here. Hi there, today we're unboxing an IPTV box. So this particular one is from SuperBOX and it's the S1PRO. Details are in the description below for anyone thinking of purchasing. So this particular box has no monthly fee. They say it has up to 1,000 stable channels on there and 10,000 plus movies on demand. So let's take a brief look around the packaging. So it comes in a compact box, smart media player, 6K 3D. Coming this way, dual band Wi-Fi, 2 gig of memory, support 6K. Not seen any 6K TVs out there, but interesting. OTA and H.265. Spinning around, just got some branding, manufacturer details there and branding there. So let's open it up and see what you get in the box. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon to turn on notifications. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and drop me a message, let me know what you think. If you don't like it, make it count by hitting thumbs down twice. Okay, so I've laid out everything you get in a packaging, so let me quickly run through the items one by one. You get a user guide, details are all in English in this, and if I open it up, it shows you package contents and details on connecting it up and using the item. Very brief in terms of detail. You get a remote control, glossy around the top, matte black finish at the bottom, takes 2 AAA batteries, and build seems reasonable. You get a HDMI cable, not gold plated to note. It's 1 meter in length and cable quality feels good. You get a power adapter. Plug on this is a US plug. Length of the cable is 135 centimeters. DC connector on there, coming in close. You can see the output is 5 volts, 2000 milliamps. So you could, in theory, have used a USB power brick on this. So I'm surprised they've gone for this, but that's how they've gone for it. And for me to use this, I'll have to use a travel adapter. Next we have a Wi-Fi antenna. Length of this from top to bottom is 9.5 centimeters and build seems good. Nice strong plastic on there, and you can see the connection point just at the bottom there. Next we have the IPTV box. In terms of OS, it has Android 7 on there. The processor is a quad-core AMR Cortex A53. Memory-wise, you can expand it by putting in a micro SD card up to 32 gig. Size-wise, nice and compact. From here to here, it's 9.8 centimeters. From there to there, it's 9.9. And from the lowest point to the top point is 3.2 centimeters. Coming at the top, matte finish, branding on there. Coming at the front, that's the model, and then it's all glossy going around, and then you've got some ports here at the side. So you've got a micro SD card port there, USB, and a reset port. Coming around here, you've got the Wi-Fi antenna connection port, AV port, HDMI, LAN, and DC 5 volts. In terms of the Wi-Fi antenna, just plugs straight on there, screw it in, and there you go. That's what it looks like with the antenna on. Obviously, if you've got a wired connection like I have, just plug in your Ethernet connection straight into that. Looking underneath, you've got 4 rubber pads on there, matte finish there, and serial number details just below there. General build of the box does feel good. Let's get this TV box connected up. In terms of power, that goes in there, as it says, and HDMI will go in there, and I'm going to use Ethernet for this, so my Ethernet connection will go, and that's it, as simple as that to get connected. And obviously the HDMI, the other end, will go into your TV, and I'll use a travel adapter to plug this in. Let me turn on the SuperBOX now, so I'll plug it in, power it on, see a red indicator light come on. Now looking at the box, the light's gone from a red to a blue. So the device has started up and we're presented with a disclaimer notice. So it says, thank you for purchasing SuperBOX. SuperBOX is an empty and open entertainment device. Due to the nature of this item, we are not in any way responsible for the content streamed or viewed by any user. All applications are available either through a variety of app stores or available through the internet. It is the user's responsibility to satisfy themselves that either they or the sites access for streaming the contents have the correct copyright agreements in place and are entitled to this content. The burden of determining this falls completely on you, the user. SuperBOX in no way takes any responsibility for how you use this device. Okay, so agree to that. Ethernet connected, shows my IP address. Next to that, Next, we've got an option to adjust the black borders on the picture. So there is a slight black border going all the way around. So if I do up arrow, I can expand it out until it fills the whole screen. Okay, that's done. And now I can just click finish. And there you go. That's the initial screen you're presented with. Looking on there, you can see live TV, VOD, apps, App Store, my favorites, browser, and at the side you've got enjoy SuperBOX, enjoy Smart Life. Just to show the storage on the device without any micro SD card on there, and you can see it has 16 gig and the system takes up 6 gig of that. So you've got just under 10 gig available. Memory on the device, so RAM comes in at 2 gig, so it's showing 1.9 gig. Android version confirmed here as being 7. Let me next show the apps that are installed on the device so you can see for yourself. Just quickly scroll down through there. Okay, and that's it. That's the list on there. Now clicking on App Store, and there you've got 2 apps. So App Store there and Play Store. So if I click on the App Store, and another disclaimer notice there saying they take no responsibility of what you're installing and if it infringes any sort of copyright laws. Okay, to that. So these are all the apps available, and what I'll do, I'll initially just install Blue TV and Blue VOD, and they're the ones that are specific for this service they're offering. So if I just click on that, that's now done. I'll do the same on Blue VOD. Now coming back, going to apps, you can see it there. So Blue VOD. So if I click on that, parental password, you can add one if you wanted. We'll skip that for now. Going to movies, going down, all movies, and you can see there in the corner, it says 10,274 movies available. If I click on new releases, action, adventure, animation, biography, comedy, crime, documentary, drama, family, fantasy, quite a bit there. Loads and loads of movies. Keep going through there. And as you can see, if you look in the top right hand corner, you can see the total number of videos in this genre. And if I click back, click on the next one, you see that total is changing. Let's keep going down. There's quite a few. It's like it goes on. And there you go, it stops at news. So if I now come back, click up, and then go to TV series. So if I click on that one, total 1,242 different series here. And again, you've got all the genres here at the side. Quickly click through them. Selection is massive. Okay, going back from there. Settings, and let's come back from there. Confirm. Okay, it's come back. Now Blue TV, let's try that one. Okay, so that's something streaming right now, live to the box. And if I look at the side, there's a large selection of channels on here. It's interesting. So you can stream directly to the box a number of different channels. There's a lot there, really is. Okay, so I've had a test around with the TV services, a lot of channels there, and streaming wise, services seemed pretty good. Now, in terms of time of day and the number of people viewing it, it's hard to tell really. It just depends on demand. So I reckon if you did have high demands channels at premium times, you may experience some buffering. From what I've seen so far with the little tests I've done, I've not seen any buffering on this, so it did work pretty well. So in terms of TV wise, it does work well, and you get a massive selection on there. Next area to cover off is streaming movies. So I've tested this out. Performance generally seemed good, but keep in mind I've got a wired connection on this, and services are dependent on the source. So if you've got a high source which has a lot of people viewing, you may experience buffering on there. I flipped between a few movies, I've tried some series out as well, and performance generally seemed good. You may experience some moments, I reckon, at peak periods, but generally it seems good. Remote wise, the remote seems reasonably good. The thing to keep in mind is it's an infrared remote. So if I, for instance, point away from it, it's not going to work. So you've got to point it in the direction of the SuperBOX. Okay, so you've seen the unboxing and setup of this IPTV box from SuperBOX. It's a big hit initially, obviously $299 purchasing it, but you do get a large selection of channels and movies with this as well. Now, keep in mind, their service may go down in the future, so it may not be guaranteed to work forever. But in the short term, you do get a lot for your money on this, so even if you get a good number of years out of this, you've done well. Performance-wise, again, it's dependent on the number of people using the service. I've only used for a short period just to test it out. Performance generally seemed good to me. In terms of OS, I think they should have gone for a newer OS. Android 7 obviously is quite old now. But there you go. Hope it's helped anyone thinking of purchasing this. Details are in the description below. Thanks for viewing, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.